Hey guys, this is Hiram and you're listening to Recap Rewind.
What is up, everybody? This is Recap Rewind. I'm JLAG and I'm here with
NB.
And this episode is recapping and reviewing Riverdale Season 2 Finale, Chapter 35, and it's called Brave New World.
So good. And guys, don't forget, stick around for the ending of the podcast because we're going to go through our best moments, our best lines, our MVPs. And also, we're going to be announcing the winner of our Pop Socket giveaway.
Woohoo! We have a winner.
We got a winner. So guys,
so exciting.
Yeah, stick around for that.
Yeah, so
how,
what?
like what?
Just
First of all, it's been a crazy effing day. Okay, let me just say that for me and JLAG. And if you follow us on Twitter and Instagram, you know why. But yeah, it's been a crazy day. It's been very Riverdale like filled. I feel like in my life,
Riverdale filled.
Like, watching Mark Consuelos, I was like, oh hey.
Filled. Yeah.
Hey, so, what did you think of the finale?
Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna get hate for this, but I'm just gonna say it right off the top. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't my favorite finale, and I almost want to say that I was relatively
bored.
By the end of it, I was, yeah.
So
not bored. I guess I was just disappointed. I was just like, oh, okay. But what did you? But okay.
So I was
like,
definitely
that's where
like
they're going with
like
it,
how we were talking about it offline, like definitely overhyped, which I feel like every episode is way overhyped. Last week's
you guys like overhyped this really
I know,
hard.
And I think you have to look at it like usually the episode before the finale is the biggest episode, right?
That's
like
true,
we know with Game of Thrones, like episode 9 is always like the next level episode. So I kind of knew that last week was gonna be like the shocker, and then this week was gonna be like a resolution. But I kind of expected like a more jaw-dropping ending, and even though it was, I definitely like, I really love the ending, I really did, guys, but I think I understand what you're saying, but I did like the episode because I think it was so happy, and like everyone was so like lit, and
it
like
was happy. That's
everyone
true.
was like MVP in my book. I was like, except for Hiram, sorry, but like everyone was just they were good. Like Jughead survived. Like it was like magic. It was like
let's
in 30 seconds.
Let's talk about that right off the top.
Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah.
Let's. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not saying that I hated the episode at all. I wasn't blown away by it by any means. I wasn't like, this is the best episode ever. I think coming off of last episode, that's just what it is. Is like
that's
coming off this like intense situation, and then it brings you back down. A part of me feels like they almost like skipped it's almost like they skipped a chapter. It's almost like chapter 20.
I would agree with that. Yeah,
like
for sure.
I feel like we missed the war.
Even like
we missed
the
like
war
the whole,
and like the Fang story. Like there was a couple of things that were just like skipped.
Rushed.
And I was like, oh,
some things were rushed, and I just felt like, yes, you guys are resolving it, but like I don't want it to feel like it's the season finale.
Right.
It felt like the season finale. It was like, we're gonna close this off, and then we're gonna close this off, and then we're gonna close this up, and then we're gonna leave this little door open. So like, it was expected, and I think that's not something that I enjoy in a finale, is like expecting all of this to happen the way it's going to happen. I think I was completely gagged by the season finale of season 1 as well, like, you know, with Fred getting shot and like everything happening how intensely as it happened. Not that I was expecting somebody to get shot by the end of this episode either, because that would have been like, okay, you guys are just going to shoot people every season finale. But I definitely was expecting something bigger at the end of it, because it was so hyped up to be like, you're not even gonna know what's gonna hit you, and like I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm pretty sure they're gonna figure that one out in the first episode, but okay, cool. You know, so anyway, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so we open up with that big scene that like
overhyped.
the promo overhyped, like everyone, like, okay, first of all, like, guys, rewind, JLAG was like crying last week's episode on the podcast.
I was losing it.
He was like crying. I'm like, he's alive, but like not only is this kid alive, he's like fully functioning, like hooking up with Betty, like in the bed, like rocking the like bed. I'm like, what's going? He was like full, like he's fully energized. He
got
not
his
like
ass
lagging
handed to him. Like I don't understand. Like even if they said like it was like over a span of like 2 months or something, then I would be like, okay,
dude, he needed to at least like break a bone. Like, come on.
Like, you're telling me that Penelope Blossom got like flamed up in one episode.
Yeah.
She's like bandaged up. This guy is literally walking out as if he just like had one concussion.
Seriously.
There was 35
and like, guys, like, we were so sad last week. We really were. But like, I kind of did expect him to either be in a coma for the finale or like be really messed up. Like, no, like the first 45 seconds, he was like up and at it. Like, he was good. He's like, I'm out. I'm good. I'm like,
I just got a bit of scratches and I'm good right now.
And that to me felt like a little like, oh, okay. Like, you made literally everyone was having like strokes all week, like dying over this storyline that like this kid's dead.
Yeah, like on our Recap Rewind like YouTube channel, people were losing their minds. There was like,
it's,
no, he's not
sad.
dead. No, he's this.
And
no,
like the way they beat him up, like you were saying, like the way they beat him up was like really like intense.
It was,
and like for ruthless. Him to just kind of be like, no, Dad, I'm good. Like, I got a few cuts on my face, but I'm good. I think it could have been like, dragged on a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%.
Let us feel that like pain.
And that's what I feel. I feel like because they knew it was the season finale, they wanted to do it this way. And I just feel like it was a little rushed. That's all. I feel like they could have fit at least 1 or 2 more episodes into the season. But that's just me being like, why can't you guys just keep going?
So I know, like, go on forever. Yeah. So he's in the hospital bed. I think FP's like with him. And then he wakes up, right? He's like, Dad, I'm good.
And it is cute. He wakes up to hearing Betty saying, "Come, like, bring me back. Come back to me, Jug."
Right. So that's how like that dream sequence. So it's basically a dream sequence, the funeral, right?
Like she does,
but it's Jughead's dream.
So technically, I was right. Okay, like people were like coming for me saying like it wasn't real. It's definitely a dream sequence, and it was his because a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's Fangs's gravestone."
No, I definitely thought it was Jughead. Like it was dream sequence, and it was Jughead's like.
People were analyzing the crap out of that scene, by the way. They were like, the grass has already been
the soil. I love that one.
There's no soil. Like I was like, oh, okay, you guys are like.
People were like, why is his funeral so quiet? Like it should be more lit.
it was really intense. It was like the most talked about conversation this past week. So anyway, whatever. Okay, So it's a dream sequence. He wakes up and he's like, oh, hey, Dad. Like he's just awake. And then his dad breaks down like everything that he missed. Yeah. Which was like one night, right? Basically.
Yeah. It's literally been like 6 hours. Like it's 6 hours. The same night.
How are you telling me this guy is he like related to like Wolverine? Like I don't understand. So anyway, he gets like the lowdown, and apparently like as soon as he got beat the F up, like all of the serpents came for the ghoulies,
right?
But there weren't enough ghoulies,
of course, or like
or there weren't enough serpents, and basically like they're just talking about how it was all orchestrated. They're like it was Hiram's fault, obviously, but he's like, but Effie's like now there's no more serpents. They're
basically been, like gone,
like
or like
been,
defected,
like, shot up, or like they're like gone, or like they've like run away, or like there's not many left. So like our crew is like depleted completely.
Yeah.
And then we find out that Fangs is alive.
Like, shocker. Were you not shocked?
You know what? I think that it's something that you say all the time, NB. You always say if you don't see the death on screen, then but,
like,
it can't be
he's
real.
Such a Z character that like I thought he was done for. Right. Like, what's the point of bringing him back at this point? Like, let him be the casualty of the season. What was wrong with that?
Like, and now that he doesn't have a love interest, like, what's the big
like,
deal?
It didn't make any sense to me. I was like, oh, so is Midge alive too? Are we gonna do that? Are we gonna do this now? She's still alive, right? Okay, cool.
Like, because we legit had a full funeral for her.
So he's like, by the way, Fangs is still alive. I was like totally shook. I was like,
and that's the thing, because he was like, it was orchestrated by Hiram, by the sheriff, to like rile everybody up,
and it worked, and the serpents freaked out, and they whatever. So they're done, so basically.
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked, but at the same time, I was just like, ugh, I don't even care either way. This is stupid. Anyway, so then it shows Betty coming in.
Yeah, so cute.
There was a lot of amazing Bughead moments.
First of all, and I wanted to ask you this because I was asking this on Twitter. What do you think about their chemistry, like recently? Because I feel like in this episode, especially, like I was feeling their vibes. Like I don't know what's changed. I don't know what's
dating in real life. That's what changed.
I know, but like we don't know at what point they started dating, because I'm sure it was way before this moment. But like I feel like again, I want to know when that was, because definitely things change. Like they just I feel the more love. Comfortable with each other. Yeah, I can totally feel it, and like they're just so cute together. And there's like no words being said too. It's just like their body language, unspoken
eye glances, and
I
stuff.
Loved it.
It's really nice. Yeah, I think that we had a lot of amazing Bughead moments this episode. One of them being this one where she basically crawls into bed with him and is like, like, I hope you're okay. And then he apologizes and says he's sorry for not being there for the dad.
Yeah.
The part that I didn't understand was like, he didn't even know what was going on because Betty kept everything from him. So how could she?
I guess like somebody like caught him up to speed. Like
but still, I just think that like we haven't even talked about the fact that she literally lied to him. And
I
said,
know.
Like,
I guess that's not going to be a storyline at this point because like what's the point of making it attention now? You know what I mean?
Exactly, but that's what I mean. Like,
but it was weird. Yeah, it's definitely weird for sure.
Anyway, so he's sorry, but she's like, I never want to see my dad again. She's like angry, right? So she's like really pissed off about this whole situation. And then he's like, I guess I'm like, we're not running for student council anymore.
Yeah,
like,
because
okay,
basically like she's like stressed. She's like, how do I atone for his sins? Like, how am I going to make this up to everyone that my dad killed?
Yeah, basically. She feels like a lot of guilt.
Yeah, and then in doing that, she's like, we can't run for student council.
I'm too stressed out. Girl, I already knew you were too stressed out, so... like,
I knew you were stressed out when you put that black wig on in season 1. You were not ready for this. You cannot handle this pressure.
So,
oh my God, we didn't even get to see Chick.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that till now.
We'll get to that at the end of the episode. There's a lot of things that they missed out on this season, but anyway, so there's that. So that happens, and then we get Fred Andrews' conversation.
Okay, so what was Veronica telling him that she's gonna do with her mom?
So she's saying like, oh, so my mom is doing this one election, so you can come in on the back end and like do the next election.
What
and
does
then,
that
like,
mean though?
I don't know. It's like a campaign strategy, I guess, because she knows her mom's campaign strategy. She's like, I can like help you strategize yours, so like people will
she's
remember.
Like, I'm not gonna rest till you're mayor because I feel so strongly about it.
Well, you failed. So, well, you can go to sleep now.
She's doing too many things. These guys are doing too many things.
She's like running a business.
And like she wants to open a bar or a casino. Like no.
What's happening? So anyway, so she says that to him, and then
she steps down too, I think, right?
Yeah.
She's like, I can't run for prez right now. I'm too busy.
She's like,
well, yeah.
Everybody's stressed out. Like,
how about you don't get into the adult biz and stay in your school biz? Like, why not?
Finish high school, guys. Just finish high school.
You're in grade 10. Like, you got still 2 more years. Like, just stay in your school drama.
I don't understand why they're all turning the F up. So anyway, that's what happens on that end. Fred is kind of just like, geez, he's not really sure if he's going to win. Then
and I think Archie's worried at this point about the second Black Hood, right?
Yeah.
Because he does say, like, guys, I don't trust it. Like, I think someone else was, like, trying to kill my dad still.
Yeah, exactly. But he's not sure, like, who it was.
And even Veronica's like, I think it might be my dad. Like, Loki.
Yeah. Loki, it could be my dad, but let's not, like, say that out loud. So then it cuts to the hospital, and then they talk about it again with Jughead, because he's like, hey, since you're like conscious now, like I need your brain. Yeah. So then Archie's like, so let me catch you up, like there's a new Black Hood, and Jughead's like, deducing on everything that I know, I'm pretty sure it's Hiram Lodge.
Yeah, seriously.
And then everybody's like, true.
Like, true, and you've been out cold for 8 hours. Maybe you should not, like, do this right
like, go to sleep. And then Archie's basically like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. And then I think Betty's like, let's just, like, do some more investigation. I don't remember what she said. Yeah,
she's like, we'll look into it.
But then basically he's like, sorry, I'm going to have to go, like, identify your dad, the murderer of the Black Hood.
It was so savage. The way he said it, he's like, hey, Betty, I'm going to leave now and go to the sheriff's station to identify your dad as the killer of the town all season. Like, it was so... She's like, ugh.
She's like, I don't want to go to school.
Do you want me to come with you? Like...
So Barchie's dead this season, I guess.
You know what?
Like,
I was just going to... It's funny that you just said that because my soul got crushed a little bit. Like... Oh my God, I don't know. Like, there was no inkling of anything. Yeah. Like, all those little storylines that they did bring up, like... I understand, guys. You guys have to, like, close the season off.
Right.
But, like, you guys totally forgot about storylines.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say right now.
Saying.
Like, that Barchie thing, and I know people are going to, like, rip us apart for saying this because, you know, VARCHIE, whatever. But
yeah,
you have to still kind of, like, lurk in a little bit with that storyline to bring it into next season. But there was nothing. There was, like, nothing, nada. No Archie, Betty, looking of the eyes, nothing. Like, as if that kiss never happened. But it did happen. So...
but it did happen. I remember it.
Okay? And like, come on, no.
And I felt some type of way about it.
But yeah, you're right. Like, there's nothing with Barchie.
So that is kind of like the end of that part of it. Then it cuts to Cheryl and Nana, and she's getting the papers signed with Miss McCoy.
Miss McCoy, first of all, works probably 18-hour days in the last week.
18-hour
because she's been running around town just like clocking in her hours. Like, she's making the paper. Like,
she ran around 25 times.
She was everyone's lawyer.
Yeah.
Like, take that in, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody's
this woman was
lawyer.
mayor last season.
And also, all the kids hated her, so I still don't understand why
everyone hated her. The town hated
her.
She was shady AF. She was screwing the sheriff. And then all of a sudden, she became like this amazing lawyer woman who is like running the town.
Yeah. I just don't know why she's becoming like...
And why isn't she not mayor? Hello?
She's like
becoming... like, she's basically the best candidate to be mayor.
Because she had to step down now because of that day. I don't know.
By the way, are they still dating? Like, they don't even talk about that either.
Let's assume that they are because
you're like, I just want to assume that they are.
This whole season finale just leaves everything open ended. There's no like real answers for a lot of things. Anyway, let's move on because I'm just gonna start talking and ranting. So
she gets emancipated, right?
Yeah, they help with emancipation, and she's like, all you need to do is get your ish signed by your parents, and she's like, oh, don't worry, I can get it signed right now because I like put them up in the barn. So she like walks toward the barn, and she sees Penelope and Claudius and Hiram in the corner, like he's like lurking in on like the pool table or whatever, and she like freaks out, and then Penelope hears a sound, and then she like goes to the door, and then she closes it, and it like the camera pans over, and Cheryl's literally
I'm like, where did she hide? Like, did she run around the corner? No, this bitch is like in the barrel.
She literally
hopped into the barrel. What?
She's like, ooh, is this a appropriate?
Like the quietest thing I can do right now is get into this barrel and hide in it, like without making any noise.
You're not like freaking Super Mario up in here, like jumping into like holes and stuff. So the one thing that I thought was like unbelievable is like, if you guys are gonna have a secret ass meeting, why did you keep the door completely ajar?
Dude, don't even start.
She didn't even like pull it open a little bit and see.
She just like
walked and saw them talking. Like, what the hell? These guys are so shit at sleuthing. Anyway, so there's that's happening, and she's like, oh shit, I know something's happening. And then it cuts to the Cooper res.
Yeah.
And Alice is like losing her mind. So she's like stressed out and she's freaking out. And because people are taking pictures, right? People are like seeing...
People are at the house, like at the Cooper house. And they're just kind of like, like paparazzi. They're just like yelling at her. You know, I never really thought about like... We suspected Hal to be the killer this whole time, but you never think of the aftermath of like how they're all gonna deal with him being the killer. And like, I felt so bad for her. She looked really bad. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah,
she was like in her bathrobe. Her hair was like greasy. Like, she did not look good.
She's like stressed out and stuff. So then like Betty comes home, and she's like, okay, I guess I gotta like help my mom out again. And then it cuts to Jughead and Betty on the phone, and Jughead's basically like, hey, I'm just like trying to figure my life out because I'm like out of the hospital now.
He's like, I want to come see you.
And she was like, it's not a good time or whatever, like my mom's kind of crazy right now. And Jughead's like, I'm really worried about you. And then Betty's just like, we're gonna have to just deal with our situation right now because like, we're all effed up right now.
Right. I wrote in my notes here, I'm like, where the F is Polly?
Well,
exactly. But I was like, but where is she though? She needs to be here right now.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. So when I saw her in this episode, I was like, oh,
you're like, oh yeah, her.
I forgot. Nice hair, like new hairdo.
Yeah, from the farm. She's so freaking weird.
Anyways, we'll talk about that later. So then it cuts to Archie and the new sheriff, and Archie identifies Hal as the Black Hood. They like put a fake hood on him.
They're like, oh, that must be it.
Like, yep, that's it. And he's like, that is Hal. Hal is the killer, done. And so then that part is done. And then he's sitting with a sheriff, and he's like, you're not taking my situation seriously. There was more than one Black Hood that night. I'm going to figure this out. If you're not going to figure it out, this is like a serious situation. Go and tell your boss, aka Hiram.
And like he wasn't taking it seriously. He was eating like Nutella or something. Like he was like, I'm not listening to you right now. This chocolate's so good.
He's like, well, there's just like a lot of things going on that night. And it's like really,
he's
really
bullshit.
crazy.
Yeah, he's just bullshit.
Like, he's working for Hiram, so obviously he's covering shit up. So then it cuts to Betty and Fred. I don't think I've ever seen these two beside each other ever.
Yeah.
So she invites him over and she just apologizes, or like I guess they're at the Andrews res.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm really sorry.
And
then she says, like, I'm supposed to be this great detective, but like I didn't see it right in front of me, and people paid the price with their lives. Like people died. So she's carrying a lot of guilt and like a lot of like frustration about the whole situation, knowing that her dad is now was a killer. But
so
I don't know.
Obviously Fred in that moment's like, don't even apologize. Like, it's not your fault. Like, you're literally in grade 10. Like, calm down. Like, you're not a detective. But like, realistically, like, how would you feel? Like, would you feel guilty if your dad became the town killer?
I mean, I would feel a level of guilt, but at the same time, I mean, she's right, because she's such a super sleuth and she's been trying this entire season to try to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
I think it's a little like, duh, come on.
Like he was so really, close to you. Yeah. It was like in your house.
If you really think about it, like if you, like she must feel some guilt because she was like looking at every single other person.
Yeah, literally.
Other than her own dad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was it that much of a surprise? Every single person who was watching the show thought it was him from the get-go. So it's not that hard to like see it. But I guess you were too close to home. So anyway, so she's going through some ish. And then it cuts to Riverdale High.
Right.
And we got a scene.
We finally get
Moose and Kevin.
With Moose and Kev. I definitely felt like the scene should have been like 3 weeks ago, not in the season finale.
I definitely feel like the scene is like Estra.
Like,
it's so Estra.
It is Estra in the finale, but I feel like I could have used this like 2 weeks ago when Midge was dead. Like it's been freaking 3 weeks, and now Moose is like, my girlfriend's dead. Her locker is empty. Yeah, like she's been dead, bro. You guys went to her funeral. Like you saw her dead body going down into the soil. Like she's gone.
I think you're right. I think because this is not the first time that we've seen, or this is the first time that we've seen them kind of interact with each other since everything happened. It's kind of just like
it's literally so like they filmed it 3 episodes ago, and they canned it, and they were like, "Yo, put it in here.
Just put it in." Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel because
like
it doesn't even come back at the rest of the episode. No. I almost forgot until I looked at my notes. I'm like, true, there is a scene with Kevin and Moose. So anyway, Moose is crying in the bathroom. He's sad because his girlfriend's stuff is gone, and then Kevin consoles him, like gives him a big hug, and then he freaking macks him. So the question that I have for you is, are we okay with this happening right now?
Like
you gotta be
I'm okay
honest
with this.
With me,
I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? Like I think it should have happened a long time ago.
Right.
Why did he wait for his girlfriend to die to like whatever? I don't know. It's so extra. It didn't need to be in this episode.
Yeah.
And I think it could have been a really freaking emotional scene, a really cute scene, a really cute moment between the two of them, because that hospital scene that we saw was so cute. Like when he was like almost dead. I love that moment, and I wish they had kind of like taken that again or carried that on, or just a little bit. But to throw it into this episode where like you're not really thinking of them and you're kind of still with Jughead and that whole thing, like it just didn't fit. Yeah. And like it didn't give that feeling of like, this is so cute. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to ship these two. Like, no.
I also, I mean, I just don't feel like it was enough. It came from an authentic moment. Like, it felt very over dramatized. Like, oh, I'm so emotional because my ex-girlfriend is dead. I'm going to kiss this guy who I've been pretending to be straight for this whole freaking show. And now I'm going to kiss you now that my girlfriend's dead. Like, I just didn't like the way that it was all set up in place. Honestly,
I don't know
like,
why
that's my own personal, like, opinion on this particular sequence is like I wanted them together from the get-go. Obviously I didn't love the fact that they made Moose this character who's like conflicted, but they didn't let him play with the idea of his confliction.
100%
and then
agree.
Suddenly out of nowhere he's okay to kiss Kevin,
because the entire
and Kevin's
time,
okay to be like, yo, I'm gonna make out with you. Like he didn't even, like he stops him and then he's like, like you didn't even say like, listen dude, you've been like punking me this whole time, we need to talk about this season 3. You know what I mean? Like why even introduce that sequence and say, oh, we're gonna make out now? Like it just disappointed me, guys.
Because
like,
it just feels like they're making out because of circumstance, because he's just dead. Yes. And that takes away from that whole romance, the connection.
Right.
I don't know why they would do that. Like why would you guys do that?
Like, I swear, like, give Kevin a better storyline next season, or like, I'm serious.
And I think it just adds to all of that. And I hate to be here like hating on him. Especially me because too. Like I love his character. I love Moose and him together. I was so excited for them in that like hospital scene, but like you guys have given Kevin shit all. Like nothing. Shit all. Weird ass comments about hot dads, his own hot dad. You know, kissing in the bathroom with a guy that like rejected him in the entire season and now is kissing me because like his girlfriend. Like, give him a little bit more. I think he could handle just a little bit more. Like with dignity. You know what I mean? Like he gets like the scraps. Like,
and he literally, that's what I mean. I feel like he's getting the scraps of Midge's like death. You know what I mean? Like he didn't get a full love story. It wasn't this heartbreak. It was like, oh, Kevin's just going to follow along with whatever people do to him or give him. Like he's not able to stand on his own 2 feet as a character. So I really hope that they pull that around and like he has a moment where he can turn to Moose and say, listen, you really dogged me last season and you're like, you know, I want to make you work for a little bit because I think that it's worth that kind of struggle, you know? For
sure. And I think it's going to come to that, but there has to be a proper build up. And I feel like they're missing all these little like scenes, you know what I
mean? Yeah, 100%.
Anyways.
Moving on. So then it cuts to the lounge and Archie and Veronica, and then there's Reggie and Josie, and they're just like talking it out, and they're saying like, well, so like I'm out,
Josie and Reggie, are they together? Because like his arm was around her. Like I didn't understand that.
Are you jealous?
No, like I just want to know. Yeah. I just wanted to know what the F was going on. Like that's what I'm saying. We're missing scenes. It feels like scenes. They've been together. They're not together for 8 weeks. They're together sitting on the couch with his arms around her. Like what's like if they're together, cool, I'm down for that. Like that's cool.
And that's what I mean. But I feel like we're missing like one episode in between where they could have shown like the ghoulie serpent war really quickly, and then they could have gone through all of the high school drama. Like maybe Josie visits Reggie and is like, yo, I'm so happy that you're okay.
Give her one line where she thinks he's cute. You know what I mean? Like she's like, fine, you're so cute, like whatever. But the last time we saw it, she was like rolling her eyes at him. And now they're like whatever. Anyways, the point of that scene is basically like Josie and Reggie. They're like we're stepping down too. Yeah. Like we can't. We don't have. I don't know why they're stepping down. What the F?
They're just like we're stressed out too for whatever reason.
Reggie was like, I basically can't be the leader of men because he's like I almost killed someone last week. Yeah. So I shouldn't be like in charge of anyone at this point. Yeah. And then Veronica and Archie's like like we're stepping down too. Yeah. And then I think Josie's like, it's okay, guys. Like Ethel can do it. Like she's running too.
She's like the third leader. She's like the only one left.
Third wheel. And then Veronica's
there's this one poster where it's like the underdog and like poor Ethel's out there like trying to freaking become president.
Like when she said it, Veronica's face was like she's not gonna win though. Like she did not look hopeful at all for Ethel.
Even if she's the only candidate, she's not gonna win.
She's not gonna win against herself, dude. Like she's gonna lose.
It's so tight. So then it cuts to the Serpent Club, which is no longer the Serpent Club because the serpents no longer exist, and the South Side is being told that they're going to be sent to Seaside, which is like another hot place. It's like 2 hours away or something crazy, and it's because like
Sweet Pea's like, what did we do? Why are we getting kicked out? And Jughead's like, dude, like you literally like trashed the school. So he's like, true, oh yeah, true, I did that. Yeah.
And then it cuts to and then Tony's like, are we just gonna like give up? What's gonna happen with all the serpents? What about the ones that are in the white worm? Mm-hmm. And then Jughead's like, oh bitch, what? He's like so confused. Yeah. And then it cuts to Cheryl and Veronica, and they have a quick moment in the bathroom, and Veronica's like putting her makeup on or whatever, and then Cheryl's like, oh, FYI, I saw your dad like being super sketch with my mom last night, so you better like check that shit out. Yeah. And then she just like disappears. Yeah. Like very random sequence. And then it cuts to Hiram and Hermione, and Veronica comes into like them talking, and then she basically like lays it all down. She's like, hey,
Daddy Kins, what are you doing with Penelope?
Like, what are you doing there? And she's like, are you the Black Hood or whatever? And he's like,
she's like, did you kill everyone? What's wrong with you? I hate you. I'm going to my room.
Like, these kids don't have any like sense of finesse. Like, finesse. They just like go out there and ask questions.
You better shut the F up.
Yeah. Like if my daughter talked to me the way that she talks,
that's what I'm saying.
I would like slap her.
Like I don't want to say anything, but like if I ever spoke to my dad like that, are you kidding me? Like bitch, I ain't getting no $1 million. I ain't getting no trust fund. Are you kidding me?
She's out here literally accusing her dad of murder and like. Anyway, it's just like she's spoiled. So anyway, he's like, no, I don't want to talk.
Spoiled.
She's spoiled. So anyway, she's not sure.
Hermione's just like lurking in the corner. First of all, like
she's like
Hiram's going off, and she's like, I have my glasses on right now. I need to act classy.
Yeah.
I also don't know what I'm thinking. Like her eyes were like darting around. I'm like, what are you thinking, girl? Tell me. What's wrong?
Use your eyeballs. So she's not really sure what's going on with her life, and then it cuts to the White Worm, and then it shows like everybody. It's basically become like a housing, a shelter for everybody that like has serpents. Been displaced because Hiram's taken over the trailer park. Like
it was such a weird piece of information because they were like the whole trailer's been like taken over, but FP's trailer's like okay still.
Yeah, totally.
I was like, what? That's so random.
It's like the one and only one.
Yeah, the one and only trailer was FP's.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, they're all staying there, and Jughead's basically like, speaking of, he's like, well, does my dad know what's going on right now? And then everybody's like, I'm not really sure. And then it cuts to the Cooper Res, and Archie, Veronica, and Betty are just like talking in her room,
on her
Betty's
bed.
room.
Yeah.
And they're just having like a cute little moment where they're just like saying like, you know, how do you feel about everything? And Betty's basically still pissed off, and she's like, I hate my dad. I never want to see him again. Mm-hmm. So yeah, clearly basically most of the episode, Betty's going through her own like resolve on how she feels about how being the Black
and like
Hood.
Even in this moment, Archie could have been like holding her hands or like a small moment that like, you know, it could be like, wait, like why is he doing that? Like he feels something for her.
Yeah.
Nothing, guys. Nothing. Like as if like nothing happened.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, she's like feeling some type of way. Then it cuts to FP's trailer, and FP's drunk. Like he drunk.
First of all, oh my god, I'm getting so cheesed now as we're going through this. I'm like, Mandan was drunk. He had his trailer. Alice is a train wreck, and they still didn't hook up. Like nothing happened between Phallus.
No Phallus moment this season.
I am so cheesed right now as we're going through this.
Ah! I just feel
so
like
he's drunk again, basically. Jughead's like, oh, Dad, you're drinking again.
He's like, when did you start drinking again? He was like, well, I lost my job because
I lost my job. Time to go to Toledo. I'm like, what's in Toledo? Why is Toledo so cool?
That's literally what he says. He's like, I got fired because like Hiram like was like downsizing or whatever. He was like getting rid of everybody, and then like Jughead's basically like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, it's time to leave. We have to go.
Yeah,
we're going to Toledo right now.
But like he does have a point because FP's like, look, like you almost died basically. I'm not gonna like wait for you to like be in a body bag. We need to get the F out of this town and just like whatever.
I can't
do
this.
He's like, pack light because we're gonna ride up to Toledo.
Yeah. So
extra
he's
information.
Extra information. We're gonna take 2 bags. So then it cuts as if there's anything in that trailer to begin with.
Seriously.
They literally wear the same clothes every day. So then it cuts to the Andrews the construction place. And McCoy, once again, she like shows her face and she's like, oh, just letting you know.
She's like an advisor now too, like a political advisor.
Now she's a political advisor to
she's so
Fred.
sick. Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? Your poll numbers are amazing. Like, you're going to do good. And then at that moment in time, the sheriff comes by and he's like, yo, we got to talk about something. And then it cuts
But she got all like political. She was like, you got to like get the serpents to vote for you.
Right.
Because like, you know, like they're not going to vote for Hermione. They're like the underdog. So you have to get their vote and then get them to the polls because they never vote. Like it got like real. It got like real like U.S. politics. I was like, oh damn, Sierra, like you're really coming through right now.
Thanks, but like also where and how and why, like what's happening?
Like where's your daughter? You like took over her scene.
The best gag of this whole show would be if like Sierra was the next Black Hood. Like she's like the new pawn. So then it cuts to the sheriff's office, and he's essentially telling Fred and Archie, oh, by the way, we found your killer.
Yeah, they got an anonymous tip. They led to some guy, and he started firing at us, so we fired him back at him. So he's dead now. We found guns, and then Archie's like, how do you know it was the Black Hood? He's like, we found a Black Hood in his closet and guns, so like it's him. And then at that point in time, before we talk about the rest of it, but in that point in time, did you think it was true? So just say it. So they say it's Tallboy.
So they say it was Tallboy.
I don't know what to think. I was gonna ask you the same question. Like I didn't like.
Okay, well, here's the thing. We always thought that Tallboy had something to do with everything. So if this is the actual situation, then I'd be like, okay, well, you were partially right about that too. He was the second Black Hood.
But even besides that, like, what I don't understand is, like, if it is Tallboy, it leads back to Hiram. So, like, why would Hiram want it to be Tallboy? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't even choose
question.
Like an anonymous
That's what I'm saying.
person.
If it was like a random ass person, okay, cool. Like, it does not lead back to Hiram, but like Tallboy very clearly leads back to Hiram.
Yeah.
So like, I don't understand what he was trying to do there.
He literally showed up the last time was because Hiram hired him to cut off the head and start a fight. So yeah, I don't understand why he would have done that. Anyway, it is stupid. If you really think about how Hiram knows how to like work everything, he didn't do that one right at all. Right. Because the sheriff could have literally chosen anybody. You can be like, Mr. Spence's brother.
That's why I didn't understand. I was like, I don't get what they're trying to do here. Like, are they trying to play us somehow? I don't know.
Anyway, moving on. So then it cuts to the Cooper res, and Polly is back.
Polly's back, girl. She had to come home.
The F for the season finale, and so she's just like talking about everything, and she essentially talks to the mom, like Alice and Betty, and she's like, she's like
all about forgiveness.
Yeah, she's like, forgiveness.
This bitch like comes back and she's all like, I got a halo on my head, like, I'm good, forgive everyone. I was like, I don't trust you though.
Real quick, did she go to San Francisco, or is she still at this effing farm? Like, I don't understand.
Maybe the farm was
happening.
In San Fran.
No.
Is that the idea?
I don't think so.
I think she definitely went to San Fran. Like, that was what she said, unless she's lying.
Yeah, she got a tan for sure. She looks I don't know.
She's so sketch. Like, she's so weird.
So anyway, her storyline is bull, but it looks like they're setting it up for next season. So that's why I'm annoyed about it. She looks so sketch
that it's going to become something. It's going to be like a cult storyline.
We'll talk about it next. Like later, but so she essentially is trying to encourage Betty to like talk to the dad, to talk to Hal, forgive him, like resolve it, or you'll become like him. Essentially, she's warning her, and Betty's like, well, you guys can do that, and you can go ahead and like talk to him, like forgive him or whatever, but I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
So once again, Betty's just like resistant. Then it cuts to Hermione and Veronica. And Hermione like goes up to her mom, to Veronica, and says like, I think it's very possible that your dad is the one that done everything. So I'm gonna give you a piece of information that's gonna like have you like have a one up over him.
Yeah.
And so she says like he wants to consolidate everything. But the one thing that he doesn't have yet is the white worm, which is, to me, it was weird. Why is that the one thing that he's missing?
So yeah, he needs the white worm, and on top of that, she's like, take your money, like get the money from him, so that you can like buy out. She didn't tell her to buy out the white worm though. She told her to buy out something else, right?
I don't know what she says exactly, but I think she's just implying like do something.
She's
about
like, you need
situation.
money to like fight him, I guess. I don't know, because at that point, why can't she just buy out the white worm? Like, I don't understand. Which is what they came to at the end of the episode. I was like, you could have just done that from the beginning though.
Well, she doesn't have any money, so she needs to get money first.
Right.
So anyway, Hermione gives her this really good piece of information. It's actually really, really helpful, because then she's like, I can figure out what I need to do next. Then it cuts to Veronica. She like literally doesn't even wait like 2 seconds.
She calls Sierra.
McCoy, and then she like runs into Hiram's study, and she's like, so I'm gonna buy I'm gonna get the white worm. No, she doesn't say the white worm. She says, I want all my money back right now, or else I'll expose you.
Basically, like, Sierra's advice was like, go blackmail your dad.
Yeah.
like that's basically your advice, to be like, hold all his shit against him, and then he'll pay you out.
Yeah, totally. Cool.
Okay.
So then Hiram kind of seems stuck, because she like names off like 25 things that he's done.
Yeah, basically like the recap of season 2.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, I'll give you your freaking money back. So he gives her the money, is assumed. And then it cuts to Jughead at the trailer, and he's talking to Archie, and he's like, of course it was Tallboy, but he's obviously connected to Hiram, so like, but he's dead now, so like the case is closed, we're gonna move on with our lives. And then Archie's like, but first of all, Archie's still sketched out, because he's like, that happened so fast, like, is this even real?
Yeah.
But then secondly, he's like, but what do we do now? Like, this guy's dead, but also he came after my dad, so like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Then it cuts to Penelope and Cheryl, and Penelope like just goes up to Cheryl and is like, you're making your old ass grandma your guardian, like, instead of your mom. And like Cheryl's like, yeah, obviously that's why I emancipated myself from you. So Cheryl's like, get away from me. Like, I'm going to go to check out the White Worm and like see my friend, see Tony.
Yeah.
And then Penelope's like, please don't go there right now. Like, this is like tonight of all nights. Like, don't go there. And Cheryl's like, but why? And so then it cuts to the trailer again, like FP's trailer, and Cheryl like runs in while Archie and Jughead are talking. She's like, there's something that's about to go down at the White Worm. We have to leave right now.
Yeah.
And so then they both leave, and then they cut to the White Worm, and then Jughead's basically like, okay guys, we gotta leave right now. There's gonna be like this crazy like push to like get everybody out of here. So we've been offered a like asylum in the on the north side,
right?
So we gotta go right now. And
like right at that moment, like this music starts. It's like epic, like holy music. And guys, I got worried because I'm like, oh shit, like they're gonna get gunned down. They're all gonna die, like because everyone kept saying like who's gonna make it out alive.
Okay,
everyone made it out alive, so nobody died.
Everybody made it alive.
All it was, guys, literally was like them walking across the street, and then like Jughead gets emotional because he's like, oh, like my old house, which he didn't even like live there for like a long time. And then Archie's like, don't look back, homie, like we're good now. And that was it. Like that was it. Here I'm thinking like it's gonna be like a crazy gun down moment.
Yeah. All you hear is like police
happened
in the background and stuff. Like I felt like I was watching like 12 Years a Slave, but like it wasn't 12 Years a Slave. Like the music was so extra.
Yeah, the music was
no
intense.
Reason.
Yeah,
I'm like, you guys aren't running away from anything. There's no danger here right now. So why are you acting as if you have to like bring your entire crew of people and act as if you guys are walking like across like 1,000 miles for freedom?
Like they literally crossed the bridge and they're like, we're home now. We're good. Like
we're good.
Like he's like, don't look back.
I didn't understand why they made this scene so extra. Like it was so extra for no reason. I understand. Like I know everybody like who's probably gonna like defend this moment is like they are walking away from their home. They are walking away from something that's important to them, but they really pushed it. Mm-hmm. Like they didn't make it important this entire season. You're telling me that the White Worm, a place that's called the White Worm, is their only safe haven, which is like already like, okay, that's probably not a good thing anyway, that like a bar is like their only place to go. So it just either shows like how drastic, like how poor the like Southside's like world is, that they can't go anywhere else except for a shitty bar. But like I just thought it was extra.
It was
like, you guys aren't dying.
Extra,
no one's getting murdered.
Weak.
Like
it was a very weak scene because like I felt like he was leading up to something like crazy,
and it didn't.
And like nothing even happened. Like the cop didn't even show up. Like that was it.
Like I was literally waiting for like Sweet Pea to get shot in the shoulder or something.
Or like Cheryl. I literally thought Cheryl was gonna get shot. Or like Tony or something, like them running across the street, but nothing happened. Like nothing. Anyway,
they just literally walked across the street and they're like, "Cool, we're safe, done." Like that's it.
And like everyone else was like down to leave. Like real talk, like Sweet Pea was like, "I'm good. Like I'm ready to cross the street." Jughead's the only one being like, "Why? I missed my home already." Like nobody else like cared.
Nobody cared.
Everyone wants to go to Fred's house. Fred's got the pancakes.
So speaking of Fred ends up being the one who's
he's
like
basically like Denny's in the morning. Like he's cooking up like a storm in his kitchen.
Yeah, so he's like fixing it all up for them, taking care of them, and FP walks in and he's like, what the hell's going on in here? And Jughead's basically like, with me and Archie and Fred, like we're all like out here just trying to like help out the serpents and making sure that they're all like fed and taken care of, which is really nice. Like
it was so cute. I really honestly, this scene really like, it was a really cute scene.
But the question that I have is like, what is the long term?
Like I don't think they're gonna. They gotta go find like a Best Western or some shit. Like they're not gonna be able to stay in Fred's house. But
this is literally like a 5-hour temporary situation.
Yeah, like at the most, because like they look smelly too. You know, like it's like not. It's not good.
They stinky. So yeah, I don't know what the situation is gonna be for next season, but like it just didn't seem like that was a real resolution. It was like, let's just do this.
It was a really cute moment because at that point they're like, I think Archie asked Jughead, he's like, do you have like extra leather jackets? And Jughead's like, yeah, we do. We don't have like extra like places to stay and live at, but like we have extra leather jackets, like custom like fitted leather jackets,
custom fitted,
100%. We got them. And Archie's like, okay, sick. And this idea was really cute. What he did.
Yeah. So then he rolls up to Riverdale High and Principal Weatherby's like about to do an announcement, and then he hears like a commotion. So he walks outside and he sees like literally every single Southside student, no, not Southside, like Riverdale High student, like wearing a leather serpent jacket.
Right.
And like, we are all serpents. We all need to stay.
What's her face say to Cheryl? Tony, she's like, leather looks good on you.
Oh yeah.
And
so
then
that
Cheryl's
happens after. So like, before that happens, like Principal Weatherby is basically like, yo, you guys all better get back to class. And then Archie has like a really nice moment where
like he's basically like Weatherby's like, you're good. Like you guys can all stay, you know?
Yeah.
And then like, Archie like felt so, I love that moment. It was so freaking cute. It
was really nice. Yeah.
And finally Archie felt like he was making a difference without being extra. Because all season he's felt very extra with like his freaking black circle, red circle, that. Finally, like it felt like he did something without being violent and like being douchey. Like, yeah, totally. You know, like it just felt really cute, and I was so happy for him, and he's so freaking adorable. Like I can't. His face when he like grins, it's like so cute.
Yeah, it was really cute moment, like very like classic Archie comic book Archie, you know what I mean? So everyone goes to class. He's like, everyone get to class or whatever. And then Tony and Cheryl, we have a little Shoni moment where she says like that like leather jacket looks really good on you. And then Cheryl's like everything looks good on me. And then
Tony's like, but I didn't get Tony's reply because she's like, let's make it official. I'm like, but what? Make what? She just said about her jacket. Yeah, like, what does that have to do with that?
Make like the serpent jacket official is what she meant.
Oh, okay. Like get you a jacket. That's so cute.
I thought they were talking about the relationship, and I'm like,
me too. That's what I thought. I'm like, I thought you were a fish in episode like 18. Like I thought that. I just also
thought it was hilarious that Cheryl was like, everything looks good on me. She didn't even say like, yeah, you look cute too.
When she started, like, I know when she started saying, I'm like, oh, she's gonna like compliment her, and then she's like, me. She's like, wow,
I'm cute. Like, wow, Cheryl, you're always all about yourself. So anyway, so that was a cute moment. We get a cute little Shoni moment, and then it cuts to Veronica and Jughead. They have a really quick like talk it out, because I guess at this point in time, like Veronica and Jughead are like not seeing eye to eye on a lot of things for good reason, because like her dad like fired his dad, and he's like, just like pissed off at everything. And Veronica's like, you know what? I have an idea.
She's like, I got the sickest idea. You're never going to believe it. My dad wants to get the white worm. I'm going to buy the white worm.
So then it cuts to the white worm, and Veronica like is like standing on the top part, and Hiram walks in, and he's like thinking that he's about to like sign the deed. And then she was like, no, it's me. And then this is the part that really killed me. So anyway, she essentially talks to him, and she was like, I will give you the white. He's like flabbergasted that she even like got this far in the first place. He's like, yo, how did you even know that I wanted this place? And she was like, obviously it makes the most sense. Like it's literally the only place that you don't have. And then like, that's what I would have said. Like, I'm like, like common sense.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I will give you the white worm for a trade. Give me Pop's chocolate shop.
Yeah.
See, I don't know business and I don't know Monopoly, but this girl did not know how to trade.
That's what I'm saying. Like she didn't come in strong. Like
I don't understand why.
Anyways, whatever.
So
okay, let's just
her thing is like Pop's is one of the only places that my friends and I can call her own.
Feels emotional to the feels emotional to the Pop shop,
which I understand. But then she was like, I'm looking for a trade here, but like. I'm like, this girl literally has not played Monopoly.
Literally, like Hiram's. Okay, so like if we're like doing this like with Monopoly, Hiram's basically like, that's cool. You can have Pops, but you're losing Boardwalk. You're losing everything else. You're losing your legacy. You're losing the seat on the board. You're losing your everything. Like I am literally taking my visa away from you. Like you don't have my money anymore. And she's like, okay, I'm down for that. I'm like, what? Like you're dumb. Like what did you just do?
I was like, who taught you business?
Why?
Who taught you business? Like that's like at that point in time, you literally have like the leg up on him. Like you own the bar that he wants, and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna give up everything for Pop
I did like how she kind of explained herself, because she was like, it's all blood money anyways, I don't want it. So like that was like her kind of justification of it, which like cool, but like you're so good now,
but Veronica. Here's my issue: is she gonna be moving out of the Pembroke? Like is she gonna be
she's
like
freaking living with Archie already? Like Fred already knows that.
Like I don't understand like what this girl's gonna be doing with her life. And does that mean that are we gonna see like a poor Veronica?
Yeah, maybe he's not like funding her anymore.
Like regular Veronica.
Yeah,
like
poor
Veronica, basic Veronica.
Yeah.
Anyway, then it cuts to the Coopers. And
so basically I want to just say this before the episode started. I don't know why everyone was like glitching out on Twitter and was like Betty's pregnant. She's gonna have a baby. I was like, oh God, like, no, this can't happen. So I was legit, every time the babies were on screen and she was like holding them, I'm like, bitch, no, like, go take your birth control right now. Like, don't do this. The season can't end with you being pregnant. Like, that's so stupid. Like, don't do that. Yeah. So I was cringing at every moment with the babies and her. But now that like it didn't happen, I'm like, I want to go back and like enjoy those moments because they were like super cute. But yeah, she's playing with the babies at home.
She's playing with the babies and she's still freaking out. She's like, are these babies going to turn into monsters?
Yeah, she's like she's don't you think they can be evil? And Jughead's like, no.
Jughead's like, no, man.
He's like, they're so effing cute.
They're not evil. You're not evil. You're a good person. It's totally fine. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like she kept having these like encouraging moments, but she doesn't have this like, oh, true. Like, good point.
Also, her dad's like the freaking killer. So, like, I feel like she just needs time.
Yeah.
And he was so cute. He was being so supportive. Like, I couldn't handle him. Like,
really supportive. That's true.
Like, he got harder, I feel like, by the way, in the season.
Yeah. Okay. You're like, low key. So then it cuts to election day. And Archie and Jughead. I want to say this too. We had a lot of cute, like, Jarchie. Is Jarchie a thing? Is that what you call it?
What's Jarchie?
Like Jughead and Archie.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like a lot of cute, like
they're cute
pal moments this episode.
Yeah, like bro moments.
Yeah, a lot of cute bro moments. So then they're hanging out, and then it's the election for the mayor as well as the election
like literally the biggest election of the night is like being held in the same place where like the high school vote is being held. Like what is going on?
So then like on the side, Fred is like getting his thing done.
Yo, Fred and Hermione vibes though.
Yeah.
Right? High key. I'm so ready for this. Vibes. Like I need like come on. Like it's time.
But we've seen that season 1. We've already seen it.
It ended too fast. And true. I think like there's more to it. When she sees him, like she finds the good in herself. You know what I mean? Like he got like just like how Veronica is with Archie and how Archie sort of guides Veronica to like the light. Yeah. Same thing with Hermione.
Watch what you say. Mark's gonna get really mad about that.
Dude, Mark doesn't want his wife. I don't think he wants Hermione. I think he wants Penny Peabody.
Oh.
No, so anyway,
so then it cuts to So Jughead and Archie are talking, and he's like, Betty's like voting like through me because she's not here right now because she's busy. And then it cuts to like a pretty big moment in the episode, right, where Betty and Hal have like a one-on-one.
They have
like,
a talk, and she's just like, I'm not gonna be you ever.
Yeah,
you're not passing anything on to me. Like I don't have any evil in me. Like you failed.
And he's trying to like mind F her a little bit. He's like, aren't you though?
Like why would you want to do that to your daughter? Like he's like, no, you are. Like I know you. Like I made you this way. Like why would you want that for your kid?
Because he's crazy. He's insane.
But it went too far. Like honestly.
So she had a lot of like really good moments where she like has a whole speech where she says like, I'm here to say goodbye. I'm also here to say like this is over. Like this is like where your line ends. Like there's not going to be any more evil in this family.
No more darkness. No more
darkness. We're done. I wish she like brought her like wig with her and then she like dropped it on the floor.
Slapping with it.
Yeah, and it was really extra because I'm like, in what jail? Like Fangs had some like next level like old school jail cell.
Yeah, like Hal's like in some next like Hannibal level like CIA headquarters. Like it was some plexiglass shit. Like it was like
It was a cool scene because it almost looked like they're like looking at each other like one-on-one, and obviously that was done cinematically, but like obviously there was like a wall between the two of them.
I love the way when she's walking out and it's like slow-mo and the lights on her and he's yelling at her, but like it's echoed.
Yeah, he's like, you'll be back, Betty, like you can move towns and you'll always come back to me. Like it was pretty scary to hear what he was saying.
Shove it, Hal. But like, also, honestly, shove it, Hal.
Yeah, seriously. But anyway, I can't believe like he was a part of this episode. But like it was a good moment. It was a really strong
they needed that. Yeah.
So then it cuts to the lounge, and the student council winner is none other than Archie Andrews. And then I wrote down, poor Ethel. Like she can't. This girl.
Did they show her? Like was she in the episode?
She didn't even show up in like the episode.
She wasn't even in the background.
She was just a poster.
Guys, like, poor Ethel. Like this girl couldn't even get Carrie when everyone else died, basically.
Yeah.
And now she can't even get Prez.
It sucks.
Oh God, I think I know who's gonna be the season 3 killer. Ethel's revenge.
So then it cuts to what's his name, the principal, he says like all the Southsiders also get to stay like forever now.
Yeah, cool.
And I was like,
so
nah.
This is the part where in my notes I wrote, everyone is too happy, I'm nervous. Because like everyone was just like lit. They're like, yes, like
they were
Archie
like, it felt like graduation. It felt like everyone
graduation, like school's out. Everyone was so happy.
Totally.
And then it cuts to like the whole serpent party with like FP on the side of the whatever. And then he's all like happy because he's retiring. But like it just felt too happy and where I was uneasy.
Right.
And
like you didn't have to be uneasy about anything because no shit happened in the episode. So then anyway, so yeah, they're having this like little side meeting on the side of the lake, and like FP's having this whole moment where he's like, oh, this is where we all used to meet and this is what we are. Like he just like had this like moment, and then he says he's
this
going,
is it for me.
He's like, this is where I say my goodbye, come up here, son. So he like passes the torch to Jughead.
Like, is there no one else to take over? Like, is there no other effing adult to take over this gang? It has to be Jughead.
I don't get it.
I didn't understand.
So then he's like, this is where I say my goodbye. You're going to become the new Serpent King. And I was just like, the fuck? I was so confused. I was really confused in this part because I understand where he's trying to say like, oh, he's going to lead them in a different direction. But all Jughead wanted to do this entire season was fight people, and FP kept stepping in and saying, stop doing stupid shit. Yeah,
and then in the last episode, FP's like, let's fight, and Jughead's like, let's not fight.
And it almost got him killed, so I don't understand why you think that he's the best choice.
Yeah. That's why like half the serpents are dead at this point. Like they have no people anymore.
They're all making dumb decisions, and why are you giving him an entire gang of people? I just don't understand. Anyway, I'll talk about it at the end of the episode. I was really upset about it.
The best part was like he's holding this leather jacket.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but why is he holding the red leather? Like I know it's for Cheryl, but I'm like, but what? Why is Cheryl like a part of this like it was so like weird. Crowning of Jughead's like thing, you know, like it was so random.
He's like, you know what to do.
He's like, you know what to do with this. It's for Cheryl. She has red hair, so it's hers.
And Jughead's I just thought this was a moment that it was like very much for like fan service for the trailer, like real talk, and an excuse to use a slow motion red camera. Like honestly, like
and it's like they needed that shot of like the jacket going on.
Yeah,
just like how in season 1, like it was Jughead at the end.
Also, like high key, I love the fact that everybody who was like freaking out about the fact that Jughead's not dead also booked that it was Cole Sprouse's hand who was putting our jacket on. Like people got so extra watching that freaking trailer. So anyway, yeah, I just thought that it was like I just didn't love the reason. Like why is he?
Because you're not impressed by it. You're not impressed by like their performance. Basically, like Jughead died almost. FP almost got everyone killed. Why are you guys even the leaders of this gang at this point? Like there should be someone else in charge.
Why wouldn't you want to sunset like a crew of people who almost got each other killed? Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I don't know.
What are you guys gonna do? You guys are gonna fight the ghoulies next season? Because if that's a situation, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
It's obviously gonna come to that.
Like it's just annoying at this point. Like what are you guys gonna do? I hope the one hope that I can have is Cheryl not becoming like an initiated Southside Serpent. Speaking of, she didn't get her ass beat like
what happens to her tattoo?
Like,
exactly.
What about all that shit? Maybe that's why hers is a different color.
Oh, she has to do like the stripper pole, right? That's like the girls' edition. Yeah,
it's gonna be sexy times. It's gonna be in her like in Veronica's like cabaret fucking bar. Like legit, that's gonna be episode 1. So anyway, so that happens, and then it cuts to the Kuberez, and Polly talks to
Betty.
Betty's
like, I went to see Dad.
And she's like, how did it go? And she's like, it was hard. Oh no, she doesn't talk to Polly. She talks to Alice. Sorry. And she's like, how did it go? Because Alice at this point is like looking unhinged still. She's like drunk. She's been drunk for like the last 5 days. And she's like, how did it go? She's like, it was really, really hard. And then Betty's finally like, I think I'm ready to go back to school if that's cool with you. And Alice is like, cool.
Yeah, like she was like proud of her. She's like, cool.
But she's also like sad still.
Alice did not get an ending. Let me just say that right now. She did not get an ending.
No. So then it cuts to the Andrews res, and we're going through like the second part of the election, and Fred gets a phone call. He turns around and he's like, Hermione won. Like I lost.
Such a loser. He's such a loser. And like he's having this like lit party in his living room, and like everyone's like, "Whoa, phone call!" Like they're not even watching it on TV. Like he needs to get a phone call.
Well, I don't think it's that televised.
He's like, "Yes, I understand. thank you. I have a party right now. I can't even like fake this right now. And then he's like, she won. Like he's such a loser. And then like she shows up right away, at his door.
Yeah. And then she was like, hey. And then she's like, you ran a great campaign. They shake hands. Did you feel sexual vibes there?
No, not really.
Not really. It was just more like cordial.
She was more like, I won, bitch. And
also like in the back corner, like Sierra's like, yes. Like, it was so random.
Sierra's like, this is my friend. Why are you here? I was like, what's going on? Why is she so aggressive?
It's funny when she was like giving like Hermione devil looks.
I
and
was
then
like,
she was
wait,
like,
does she like Fred now? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. A triangle between all three of them.
It's like a square at this point.
It's over. And where's Molly Ringwald?
Well, she left again. Didn't you know?
Yeah, but I'm saying
she
like,
went back.
Why wasn't she there for the election?
She doesn't give a shit about Fred.
And now he has a new lawyer, aka freaking like,
yeah, exactly. He doesn't even need his wife anymore.
Imagine
ex-wife.
there is an actual like freaking love triangle though.
I can't. No, it's actually like a square. It's not even a triangle at this point.
Oh man, so funny. The parents are crazy.
So why did Hermione come over? Like, what did she end up saying to him? Like, I want you to help me. Like,
I mean,
what?
I think it's a known thing when like people lose and then the winner like calls them. Like even with Trump and like Hillary, like he called her and was like, yeah, let's not talk about it. But like, there's usually like a phone call that's made because
she says to him is like, thank you for running, it was amazing, that's like, it,
you did a good job, it was really really close, and that's it. And that's what I mean. I wanted to ask you like if you felt some like sexual vibes, but I didn't feel anything at that point.
I didn't at that moment. I didn't feel
so anything. For me it was mostly like, what's the point of this scene?
That's the thing. I'm like, I thought maybe like she was gonna be like, I want you to be like my running, like my VP or whatever, you know, but she didn't even say that.
Like, she was like, good job, but I'm stepping down, you're gonna be the mayor.
Or something like, that's what I thought. You deserve to win because like I basically won by only 200 people, which is what she says, right? And I'm like, okay, so she's gonna step down, and she doesn't. So I was like,
why didn't she demand a recount? Is the real question.
Yeah, maybe they're going to. Maybe that's why they mentioned it. Because otherwise, I'm like, it's a pretty random like thing to say.
But that's the thing. If that's the situation, why are you leaving until the season finale to do that? It's stupid.
I know.
Anyway, so then it cuts to the Pembroke, and
so basically, in that moment, like as all this is happening, Archie's like, "Hey, Veronica, like, where's your dad?"
Yeah.
He's not here. And she's like, and then like it fades to like the Pembroke, and like you see like the lounge, but you see Hiram being like, guys, where are you guys?
Yeah, he's like, Hermione, Veronica.
And then Archie's like, I'm here, bitch.
Yeah, he's sitting in the study waiting for him. And then he's like, how the hell did you get in here?
Oh, this is my favorite part. Oh, yeah.
And then
so Hiram's like, huh? He's like, Archie, he's like, what the F are you doing here? Like, how did you even get in?
Yeah.
He's like, the door to the servants' quarter that Veronica keeps open for me. I was like, oh, Archie, like you are starting this off like savage right now. Like he's gonna kill you right now.
He's like, I lurk in and I F your daughter.
Yes, like holy
so savage
crap.
So obviously he's pissed already, and then he's like, congrats, you won. The town is yours. And then he's
Archie's holding the knife, right?
Yeah,
like
he's
the
like,
whole
what
time.
do you have over there? He's like,
Archie,
what you doing over there? And so Archie gets like so badass, but it's like, really, what are you gonna do?
He gets very aggressive, and I'm like, bitch, sit down because this guy's gonna murk you in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He's basically like, I'm gonna come for you. I know everything that you did, and like you're so shady. Like I'm gonna come for you in season 3. Don't like wait for it. He's like, and on top of that, he's like, I saw the murder of Cooper, that guy. I don't know, at the cottage. I basically saw him die, and I know it was you, or like something like that.
The Cassidy kid.
Yeah, Cassidy. Yeah. And then I'm like, why is he saying like that right now? Like,
I forgot about that storyline. I was like, who are you talking about?
Because like when he said it, he's like at the cottage.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
he probably like gave like Hiram the idea like at that point in time.
Well, yeah, that's what he did.
Like Hiram probably like forgot too. He's like, true. So anyway, so then he mentions that, and he's like, I know about Tallboy, I know about all these things. Don't ever go after my dad ever again, or I'm like gonna kill you. Like legit, I'm gonna kill you. Then, like, or he's like, I'm gonna stab your table. So he like stabs the table.
He goes for the stab, but like he stabs the table, obviously. Like obviously.
Like, and that's the part.
Hiram looks shook. Like Hiram's like scared.
But is he shook? Like he didn't even flinch. Like I don't even think that he's scared of Archie at all. He's like, okay, this like punk ass B who was my basic. I don't think he's scared. He was basically like my dog the entire season.
Yeah, but I think he's more like, oh shit,
concerned.
now I really have to handle this kid. Like, and
right.
I don't think he wants to handle him because he knows that like Veronica's whatever, but at this point he's like, now he's a threat, I gotta like take him out now. Yeah, which sucks, right? Like, who doesn't want to do that?
It does suck because like your hope was this entire time that they were gonna like have this like bond together, and then it just like all went sideways because like Hiram's evil, right? And then it cuts to Pop's Diner.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yes.
That's what I mean. Like, everyone's so happy. Like,
everyone's like lit.
Veronica's like, yes, I got the club back. Pop's Diner. Like, we're so lit. She's like by the way, she's like, did you know in like the 1950s, it was like a speakeasy in the basement. So like, my dream is like to turn into a speakeasy. We're gonna have like a club. Like, people are gonna come. Like, music. I'm like, bitch, you're in grade 10.
Like, why?
Like, are you forgetting how old you are right now? Like,
how I don't. You gonna run a
and
business?
Betty's like, yeah, it's cool. Like, that sounds so sick. Like,
it's like, do you think that your dad wants to become the manager of my nightclub? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Like, at one point, I was waiting for them to be like, we can't serve liquor because, you know, da-da-da-da. They don't even say that. Like, she's full out, like, saying, like, they're going to have a club.
Like, I've been working all my life, and I don't even own one property. Like, what's happening? Like, fucking Veronica, man. Like, making it look so easy. It's not that easy to get a fucking property. So then, yeah, she's like, I want to revive the cabaret space. So all we should know, guys, if you want to ask any questions about season 3, the one thing you can guarantee is there's going to be more musical episodes.
Cabaret, yeah.
There's going to be a lot more music singing.
True. She basically set up like a microphone just for herself.
Yeah, basically. So a lot more. Hopefully, we're gonna see a lot more Josie and the Pussycats because like that's the only place that they can sing.
Exactly.
So then it cuts to Hiram's secret meeting, and it shows the sheriff, like
this was crazy.
Sketchy sheriff. We see Claudius, we see the Ghoulies, we see Penelope and Penny Peabody.
And basically, it's like the table of villains at this point. Like he's gathered all the bad people.
It's becoming like a Power Ranger situation where it's like, how do we get rid of all of the core 4 is too strong?
So stupid.
What will we do?
How do we get rid of these 14-year-old children? They're ruining my life.
That's literally your threat, guys.
I can't be an entrepreneur like this. Like, what?
So yeah, everybody has like
Penelope,
a role.
Yeah, even Penelope's like, you promised me a brothel, Hiram.
I didn't understand. Like, why are you being so extra right now? She's like, where's my brothel?
Such a hoe.
She's like, I just want to be a hoe.
And I thought she had a brothel, which was basically her house. Oh, but she doesn't have a house anymore.
And it was like party of one. It was like a brothel can't only have one whore. Like, you need like well, that's multiple.
Why she wants to open a major whore brothel place.
I don't understand what's happening.
It was so weird.
Peabody, like Penny's gonna be like the pusher for the drugs.
Yeah.
The Ghoulies are gonna be like the army, and Claudius is gonna be like the drug maker because I guess he's also a drug maker, which they didn't even explain this entire season.
Is that what they were trying to think? Yeah. Too? I didn't understand.
He's
that.
like, you do drugs. I'm like, okay, he's like Narcos, just like your dad.
He's like Narcos now.
Yeah, but it's just like his brother. It's like the exact same situation. This is like it's almost
true because he was.
It's really frustrating because it's basically like they were like. Everyone from season 1 it's like reset. It's like the same person. He's literally the same person. Claudius is no different from Clifford. Why did you even bring this character back? Like you could have. Anyway, I'm kind of annoyed about that too.
We know that we've been annoyed from the storyline from the beginning.
Yeah,
I hate the twin storyline. It didn't even go anywhere this season. It was such a waste.
Yeah,
and it's so weak on like the writer's part to do that. Like it really is.
Yeah. So anyway, he's like setting up his thing and they're like, what are we going to do with these like 14-year-old kids? And then he's like, don't worry. Steps have been taken to dissolve the glue that like holds them all together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, something's going to happen to Archie, obviously. Right. And then it cuts to the Cooperez and Alice and Polly are talking because Alice is like still a mess. And then Polly's like, you know what, Mom? Like, I went to this farm. I have someone that can help you. Like, it's going to be amazing. And then I wrote down, is Polly coming back as a cult leader? And then in parentheses, I wrote too soon because of what's happening in the real world with Allison back.
Who?
The girl that was like in the freaking cult leader, like in real life.
Oh yeah, that's freaky.
Like that whole thing that's happening in California.
I mean, yeah, I think she's like, definitely like, yeah, no, she's definitely, there's something there because that twinkle in her eye, that was like psycho.
Yeah, 100%. There's gonna be like a whole like cult story.
And like, who knows? Like maybe she has the darkness in her, and it wasn't Betty the entire time. It was Polly the entire time. You know?
Are you down for Polly to come back as a villain? Like as a disruptor?
Yes, I guess, because they're pulling.
She's a mom of two, though.
Like, I know, and that's why I'm saying, like, yes, like it would make sense for it to be her, kind of. But then I'm like, but she has 2 kids. Like, what the f is she doing? Like go.
Like, what are they gonna do? Like, she's like, by the end of the season, she's like, true, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, my bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, my bad. I was in a cult. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's stupid.
Or it's more of like she convinces Alice to join the cult.
Yeah.
And maybe FP's gonna have to be like her hero and like kind of save her from that. Maybe.
Like, are you down for that story though? Like, realistically?
No, it sounds cheesy as hell. It sounds so stupid.
Anyway, so like whatever. I guess we wanted Polly back and like we got our answer. Like she's coming back as a cult leader.
Yeah.
So that's great. And then it cuts to Bughead.
Oh and Bughead. At the 5 seasons.
He was able to pay for it after his like $20,000 hospital bill, probably.
Big Daddy got a hotel room.
So then they like bone or whatever. That's cute. And then they're just like talking. And he's like, so I'm like so happy to have you here or whatever. And then she was like, you're not gonna call me, like you're not gonna ask me to be like a serpent or whatever. And then he was like, do you want to be a serpent?
He's like, well, now I'm the king, so I need a queen.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, true. That's how it works.
She got like so excited, like her eyes like
she like jumped on his D right away.
Yeah, so excited. And
yeah, so that's it. That's yeah.
And then she's like super happy, and then he was like, and then we get the narration back, and it's like it will be overshadowed.
Hold
like,
on,
this happy
like
moment.
I thought she was already joining him when she did the stripper dance.
No, but then it stopped, right? Like it didn't like work out.
Right,
she, like,
right. True. They broke up. They broke up.
They cut that shit off. Oh yeah, and then they broke up. True.
She has to complete the dance.
She has to do it again. No. I hope he like eradicates that.
It's gonna be like rule. A dance off between her and Cheryl.
We'll see. So then it cuts to Riverdale High,
the high school,
and they're like inducting, I guess, like Archie,
and he's feeling himself so hard, guys. Like
KJ Appa couldn't smile any wider.
I love him.
Like I couldn't so even. Cute. It was so cute.
He was like grinning, and he was so happy, and like everyone was so happy. Like Reggie was like, "You go, girl!" Like to Josie, who singing, "You go, girl." Josie came back for 1 minute.
Literally, she came back to sing one freaking song.
She didn't even sing the anthem. She sang like a part of the anthem.
She's like, "Oh, say," and then it's
it's like slow mo.
The end.
Oh, say that's it. Cut. That's it. Josie, shut up.
So then it shows like Hiram lurking in the corner, like Archie like spots him from the corner, and then he's like
obviously only Archie sees him, nobody else can see him at that point.
And then everybody sees him,
yeah,
and then everyone's like, what's happening? And then they arrest Archie for the murder of Cassidy, who I completely forgot who he was until I like checked, like double checked,
and then you put it together because like basically in that conversation between Hiram and Archie admits it because he says like I basically saw him get killed.
Right.
So he's using that to like,
and he probably
recorded him. Yeah, for sure.
He probably has like hard evidence against him.
Yeah.
So now he's like arresting him for murder, and then that's the end of the episode.
That's how the season ends. Yeah, like
so. What did you think of like the entire sitch?
You know what? I did like the episode.
Like,
I
now that you talked it out with
everything.
me, how do you feel?
I still like it. I'm satisfied.
Are you?
I still think that like I could have used a couple more scenes, but they weren't like. I still like the episode. Do you know what I mean? Like there were a couple of things, like the phallus thing, of course, but it's not like a make or break. It was like I could have used that, but I'm not gonna hate the whole episode because like I didn't get it. You know
what I mean? What do you feel like you missed out on?
Probably a phallus moment.
Just
like
that.
I think I was really like, especially with Alice being so Debbie, like she didn't even have an ending. Like that ending was her ending with Polly and being like, yeah, I'm gonna join this call. Like,
and like where did FP go? Did he literally just disappear from life?
And that's the thing. Like he was so on his like next life like thing. He was like, I'm retiring. I'm gonna have a new life. Okay, but where did you go?
And like who are you having your new life with? Like, are you actually going to go to Toledo? Like what's happening? Anyway,
I don't know.
Weird.
I don't know.
They left a lot of like open-ended situations. I'm not really sure where everything's gonna go. Do we want to talk about predictions for next season, or do we want to leave that for a countdown video?
Ooh, yes.
So maybe we'll do a countdown video for you guys because we're gonna be on hiatus. Well, not a hiatus, but hiatus for Riverdale for like a whole season. I'm pretty sad that it's over. But I'm really excited to, talk about the
For sure. I think it'll be a good episode. Once we gather our thoughts more, I think we can actually like put it down and like do a countdown or whatever.
And please let us know what you guys thought about the episode, because I like it seems that me and NB are not at complete odds, but we're a little bit different.
I'm satisfied, and I think I'm satisfied because I think I'm ready for it to be on hiatus for a little bit. Like I can't, like I'm cheesed that like we have to wait till October, but yeah, because not that I'm tired, but like the storylines weren't like that intriguing. You know what I mean? Towards the ending was kind of like, okay, let me just see how this is gonna end. Like, who's the Black Hood? Okay, it's Hal. Like, do you know what I mean? I wasn't like at the edge of my seat being like, I need to see this. I could use a bit more of like a Barchie moment, maybe.
Right, but I feel like we got the answer from that. You know what I mean? Like, I think the answer.
I mean, it has to come back. That can't be it. Like, you know what I mean? But who knows what's gonna happen next season? Who knows?
We'll see. It seems that VARCHIE, like Veronica and Archie, are pretty strong at this point in time.
Yeah,
so
they're probably the strongest they've been all season. Yeah.
I don't see a reason why they would cut them up at this point.
Well, there always is a reason. That's the point.
Right.
You got like 22 episodes. You got to fill it up with something.
Fair enough. So yeah, super excited about the season. Sad that it's over. Wish there was more.
So guys, we have a couple of people from Twitter who were joining the conversation on this season finale episode. Mm-hmm. We had our girl Tina, and she said, this was such a great scene. So proud of Betty. But for a second, I felt Deja by and thought she was channeling Cheryl. For sure.
Bit of that savageness.
Nico Melendez said, that was good. That was a really good ending, but I didn't see it coming, but I loved it. Hey, Archie, don't drop the soap. I love that. And then we have
Postmaster Radio saying, WTF, what an episode. Hiram Lodge, I can't even. I still can't believe the ending. Everything looks good on me is one of my favorite lines from Cheryl. And I can't wait for Tony to be a series regular next season. That's a true statement. Looking forward to season 3. Let's start it soon. Yeah, I know, right? It's going to be a really long time. I think they're starting to shoot in July.
Yeah.
So that's kind of exciting. So thanks for your guys' comments. Let's get into our recap roundups.
Recap roundups. Best moment.
So my best moment was the scene with Hal and Betty. I thought it was really strong, like performance-wise. I think that Lily Reinhart did a killer job, like facing her evil, and I know that she was kind of struggling with the entire episode, so it was really cool to see her kind of push through. So that was my best moment. What was yours?
My best moment was the ending with Bughead and them getting it on in the 5 seasons, because I was basically like, you were dead basically, like we were writing you off the show and now you're like smashing your girlfriend in a 5-star hotel. Like, so like you guys, good for you. Like I'm so proud of you guys. Good job. Good job.
Get it. Yeah, for sure.
WTF moment.
What was your WTF moment?
My WTF moment is probably going to be when FP says that Fangs is still alive, because I was like, I literally was like, what? Like, why do I even care about this anymore? And I thought he was dead. Like, it just felt so weird.
I like mourned it and I moved on. Like,
yeah.
like,
and he was in the episode too. He was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, oh, so you're okay too now. So like, you're good.
Okay. You literally got shot in the stomach. You're about to die.
You're good. Yeah.
So weird. My WTF moment is the entire exodus of the South Side. I just thought it was so random, so over dramatized for no reason. I just thought it was just like really extra. So like when I was watching it, I was like, but what the F is like happening right now? Like they're making it seem like they're running away from like a murder or like an explosion and like everyone's gonna die. Like you guys aren't like hiding from the nighttime like officers. Like it was stupid. I thought it was really extra. So that was my WTF moment.
MVP.
My MVP is gonna go to Betty Cooper, because I think that she just kind of killed it, like coming through with the performance. Well, for one, like,
she's trying her hardest. I think
killed it, and I think that like she really has been struggling with the guilt of her dad being the murderer and like her own, like, you know, her whole like dark Betty situation. I think it really all came to a head in this episode where she's trying to like walk away from it, where she literally walks away and says like, I'm gonna be a better person.
And I think it's so easy to put the blame on him and meant to be like, what the F, like whatever. But like for her to take it on herself and be like, how did I not know that it was my dad? I could have saved people like along the way. Like she's so she's MVP for sure.
She's great. What about you?
My MVP is I wanted to say it was gonna be Archie, but then JLAG was like, no, NB, it can't be Archie because he done messed up in the end.
He messed up.
And I was like, true, he did. So I'm gonna say Sierra McCoy because she basically was like giving legal advice to everyone around town, walking around, visiting Veronica, visiting this, that, whatever.
Like legit.
And like she kind of came through, like, because in the beginning she was like just a nobody, kind of like we didn't really have any scenes with her. So
like I legit think she found her calling as a lawyer.
She did. Like she was a lawyer, and then she became mayor, and then now she's back to being a lawyer.
Back to being a lawyer, and she's like a boss.
Good on her.
She's so sick at that. Yeah, good job, girl.
LVP.
Well, who was your LVP?
My LVP, I'm sorry, Mark, but it's gonna be Hiram Lodge because we know he's shady. We know he's shady, but this episode he was evil. Like he has a legit like villain table going on over there, like a whole like board like room like setting.
They were all like short of like wearing like evil costumes. Like it was ridiculous.
Yes, exactly. So he's going into season 3. I think definitely he's gonna be the biggest villain. Like for sure, it's setting 100. That up. Like how dark he goes. Like I'm really curious to see like how far they're gonna take that.
Where do you see his character going? Like jail again, murder? Like
no, I don't think he could get to murder because I feel like he can't go that far. I think he still has to be a lovable charcher.
I mean like him getting killed, like his end, his demise.
I don't want to see him. No, I still want to see him on the show because like I feel like you need someone like him. You know?
That's fair. Plus he's like a link for us. Holla. Anyway, that's a good point. I think that he totally sucked this episode. No shade. My LVP of the episode is gonna go to another Riverdale daddy, FP freaking Jones, who like basically made the worst decision ever to give Jughead the reins.
He's like, I am retiring and leaving this in my son's hands.
Because that makes the most sense. You literally wanted to leave town 2 seconds ago because you didn't want your son to die. And now you're like, okay, now you're going to become the leader of a freaking gang. Cool. Yeah. Great idea. Best parenting of all time. Like, I don't know. I just feel like his character just kind of lost. Like he was somewhere cool when he was having a moment with Alice, because I feel like Phallus is like so strong together. When they're separate, they're like freaking bananas. Like and
idiots. Why wouldn't you need her, or like why wouldn't you go and help her? Like she's messed up right now.
For sure.
Like I needed one scene to be just one scene to be like, hey, are you okay? Like he doesn't even do that.
Yeah. You're cheese.
I'm cheese.
The best line.
What was your best line?
My best line is gonna go to Archie in that moment where he's in like Hiram's study.
Yeah.
And Hiram's like, but how did you get in? Like you don't have a key. He's like, the door to the servants' quarters that Veronica keeps open for me. I was like, oh yeah, it was like the best line ever. Yeah. I loved it.
I'm going back to Betty and Hal. My best line of the episode is no more darkness, no more evil. And that's when Betty says to Hal, she's like releasing dark Betty into the world. She's like letting that part of herself go, for now at least. And I hope that closes off like the darkness of the Cooper family for a little bit of time.
For sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was a good line. Really good writing in that sequence too.
It was. Yeah.
Well done. Damn, that's the episode.
So sad.
Before we finish up, we have something to announce.
Oh yes.
So earlier today, and we're gonna post all the videos so you guys see it as proof on our Instagram account. So make sure you guys check that out. But we got some really great answers for the Pop Socket giveaway. You guys really came through, so thank you everyone who entered. They were so good that we couldn't even choose just one.
Yeah.
So we had to choose 3. So the three finalists, I guess you'll say, were Glam Couture Queen with her name for the Betty's Black Wig, which was Pleasure Dome Jizzy Lizzy 69. Then we had Lunette Bird 1234 calling Betty's wig Tabitha, and that's like Tabutha, like it was just like funny to read. And then the last one that we chose was Tina Ann for her entry, calling it Raven Sexy Time.
Yeah.
So all three of them are really, really great. We both decided on, you know, those top three, but we still left it to chance on the final winner. We did a quick draw earlier today, which, like I said, if you check out our Instagram story, you'll see that we pulled it from a little green bag, and the winner was none other than Glam Couture Queen for Pleasure Dome Jizzy Lizzy 69. We died of laughter just like reading it because she has a full explanation as to why.
Yeah,
I'm going to read it out. I'm going to quickly read it out since she was the winner, but it says, Pleasure Dome is another term for when you don't want to say you're having sex, but you're having sex. She's prude about talking about sex, so it fits. And also there's something like something kinky about the term Pleasure Dome. That's true. And then she says Jizzy because she gets it on because she gets it on while wearing the wig, and to be honest, it's been looking a little crusty. And then Lizzie is another name for Elizabeth, which is Betty. And then 69 ... well, Jughead knows, winky face. Put it all together, and not only is it a hot cam girl name, but it's also a sexy name for her wig. So thanks for that. And it's really funny because we wanted this to be like the question for our giveaway, but we didn't realize how how it would all have tied in together into the season finale. Like the fact
it kind of did. Yeah, it kind of went all the way.
Like I almost wanted to see a scene where she like throws out the black wig, and I would have been like, yo, that was our Pop Talkie giveaway contest question. So yeah, you're the winner. We will DM you. So congratulations. Thanks to everyone who entered. Honestly, there were some really great answers. They're like that we've read out.
They were so funny.
They were so good. There's some of them are really, really well thought out. So we're gonna have so many more of these hopefully moving forward. So just make sure that you guys always enter when we have them coming up, and maybe you will be a winner of a pop socket that we can send to you. So get excited for that. But now that's the end of the episode of our show, a recap rewind for Riverdale season 2. Like done.
And don't forget, guys, during the Riverdale hiatus, we're still going to be pumping out videos and doing other shows. So be sure to tune into our iTunes and our YouTube channel.
Yeah, make sure you guys also check us out on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're literally everywhere. So just make sure you guys check us out and subscribe and like our videos. That always really helps us with views and keeps things going and running and happy and flowing. So yeah, just show us some love, and thanks everybody for sticking around this entire season. Honestly, we
such a good season.
Our viewer base and our listener base has expanded and exploded. This has been an amazing year for not just Recap Rewind, but Recap Rewind #Riverdale sector, because you guys have honestly killed it. We've had such an amazing year with you guys. It's kind of sad that it's all coming to an end for the season, but we're excited to start up with season 3 in 6-7 months from now. So enjoy the break. We will too. And
have a good summer.
Yeah, have a good summer. Make sure that you guys just stay in contact. We're gonna still be tweeting and doing our thing. So just connect, and we will reconnect. And that's it. I don't want to say bye.
I'm so sad.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.